morning.
Hey guys, welcome to WRME Live. We do lots. Oh my Lanta, this spring has been hopping. Forgive the casual attire. I have a high potential of climbing into a ceiling later, and I did not think that was going to be business casual. So, nice weather we've been having. It's been really wet. It's been kind of nice, but it's also been kind of creating its own problems. For instance, you don't really want standing water on your property if you're trying to sell.
Or at all.
Really at all. And in my case, I don't plan on selling anytime ever. I have to look for those low spots because we get mosquitoes really, really bad. So I have to be vigilant and try and address that as soon as possible. For those of you guys who may not know or have just forgotten, you can get these kind of look like little donuts, really nasty looking donuts from Lowe's or another hardware store, and I think they're called mosquito sinkies. And literally you just plunk them into the standing water and it'll help kill the larva, the mosquito larva and all that, and keep it from where they cannot produce. Now you have to do that periodically, like after a rain. Hopefully you solve the problem. If it's a bucket, flip it over. If it's a drain, unclog it. This is an excellent time to figure it out before June and July and August get here and the mosquitoes take advantage of the stagnant water and your backyard becomes not as pleasant to be in.
If you get standing water, look into French drains, drainage systems, stuff like that. Standing water can be hard on your foundation, stuff like that. So don't want it at all.
Yep, address it before it becomes a real problem. I think I've told you the story about, I have one section of my yard that for some reason is just a swamp. It doesn't make sense. I'm on top of a hill and it will eat vehicles, and I'm going to have to do dirt work this summer to try and somewhat make it sturdier so it's not this constant sponge of wetness, because I suspect it is one of the sources of my mosquitoes. Even if it doesn't look like it has standing water, it acts like it has standing water, like a weird sponge, for lack of a better description. But I'll be talking to specialists to figure out what we can do to minimize all that problem. But it's just, you got to think about it now before before you sell your house. And two, we're going into summer and it's going to be a little less obvious where the standing water is if you've got my situation. Hopefully it's pretty obvious if you got a giant puddle and it's middle of August and it hasn't rained in 2 months. You might have a plumbing problem.
Another thing right now, termites. And not just termites, checking for termites or termite activity or previous activity, but carpenter ants and other wood destroying organisms. So contact a local pest control company and just have a inspection, because we just got out of the swarming season, or we're in it, or something like that. I can't remember which it is, per the pest control guy I just talked to the other day. So if you haven't noticed it, it doesn't hurt to get it checked.
Very much so.
Even if you don't have a monitoring system or anything, it doesn't hurt to have it checked at least once a year or every so often.
Mm-hmm. And this is also an excellent time to go walk around your house. For instance, if you don't have the budget for pest control, or in the case of I'm married to someone that is deeply terrified of spiders, every year I go buy that jug of stuff from Lowe's that's sweet, the spider barrier, whatever. And when it's been dry, I go and spray whatever maintenance you need to do for your house to keep whatever pest you don't want in there out. Be thinking about it now. So that way, for instance, this is the time of year I go around with little spider spray and I follow the instructions, go around the exterior, do base of the windows, things like that. I also walk around the exterior of my house and check the eaves, because we have a really bad wasp problem in my part of the world. And so if I don't have the eaves in a very particular place, they will find it and there will be nest. And then I can't go out most of the doors in my house without having to address them, which I will, but I won't be happy about it. I'd rather them just not get there in the first place.
Right.
An ounce of prevention saves a pound of, I can't remember the phrase. I'm murdering the old wives' tales, but just prevention goes a long way. Invest in your home, invest in your family, and do the weed barrier. Talk to a pest professional. There's even little things you can do to kind of get prepared for that, such as if you have lumber, spare wood, fence pickets, near your house, move them away from your house, because that's like it's putting cheese in the rat trap.
Buffet to termites.
It just draws them to your house. So yeah, it's convenient to lean it up against your house, and unless you're going to use it in the next day or so, you need to store it somewhere else. The back shed, a fence away from your house. Mm-hmm. If you want to sacrifice your fence, that's your choice. Don't sacrifice your house if you've got an option. Just move it, get away, and if you see anything that's anomalous, call a professional. You can always reach out to us, and we can make a recommendations, and you can choose who would be a best fit for your situation. But yeah, it's better to do that now before you... I think I told you what the house I bought, we put all new windows, including a very expensive sliding glass door in. That cost more than all the windows combined. And then we discovered the support beam underneath it was completely eaten out by termites.
Yeah.
And so we had to do we had to get specialists in, we had to support the door, we had to replace the underbeam, take out the kitchen. Prevention goes a long way.
That's loud for people.
Oh, sorry, snapping bad. But that goes a long way, because that was a really expensive sliding glass door, and it was dangerously close to just falling in because that support beam was that close because of termites. So I definitely recommend you have a yearly or every other year inspection. Mm-hmm. There are warranty systems out there that you can consider that might be a good investment for you. It's just, in Oklahoma, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you'll get termites. It's just how it is. Every termite person I've ever talked to is pretty much like, you're going to have them. You just want to get ahead of them. So a yearly check, every other year, depending on where you live, it's definitely going to be worth the investment. And it's pretty, the ones I've talked to are pretty reasonable pricing, and often come with some form of warranty that if something happens in the warranty window, they'll give you a highly reduced if they have to go do a treatment. And Lord knows I could talk all day about my hatred of mosquitoes. But if you hate mosquitoes, you hate fleas, you hate ticks, think about spraying your yard, getting your pets what they need to keep it off them. I think Bravecto's a really good one. If there's a human version of Bravecto, I would love to hear about it. Because I hate them bugs. God's got a use for them. I don't know what they are. Okay. So, think of anything else? Because I could prattle down the rabbit hole of bugs, wasps, bees, etc.
I think that's good.
Okay. So, I don't think we have anything immediately on the horizon. I think we might have a funky schedule coming into June, because that's when we normally take a week off to go out of town, try and have a vacation. Real estate life does require a vacation occasionally. But keep in mind, Western Days is coming, although in September.
Yep. Little ways off, just a little.
I want you guys thinking about it, because you definitely want to be checking out the Chuck Wagon Roundup. This year, it's the first Friday and Saturday after Labor Day.
So it's the first weekend of September.
This time, yes.
Yes, this year.
This year. It's kind of a funky layout. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. You got plenty of time to think about it. In the meantime, I hope you have a great summer. Is there anything else we need to throw in there?
Nope.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We are WRME Live, where we do real life,